this historic moment. I'm Sister Janet Eisman, President of Emmanuel College. On behalf of the President of Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Allied Health Sciences, Simmons College, Wentworth Institute of Technology, and Wheelock College, I extend a warm welcome to our deans, faculty, administrators, students, members of the press, and I welcome especially His Honor, Tom Menino, Mayor of Boston, Claire Cotton, President of AICUM, Association of Independent Colleges and Universities of Massachusetts, of Emmanuel, who have paused in their Educational Affairs Committee meeting to join us, Dr. Elaine Elkawas, Vice President of Policy Analysis of the American Council on Education, Associate Dean Elizabeth Hayes Patterson of Georgetown University Law Center, and Mary Parent, Consultant for Technology. On this exciting occasion, we launch a major initiative among the 5 colleges present. By signing the Principles of Collaboration, we do this in order to enhance the educational opportunities for all our students and to contain the escalating costs of higher education. Nowhere in this country or in the world do so many prestigious educational, cultural, and medical institutions stand within walking distance of each other as we do right here in the heart of Boston. While retaining our individual missions and distinctive character, we initiate today a collaborative in which our students will be able to share courses free of charge with a common academic calendar and to participate in joint social events and programs. Think about it. Our students will continue to enjoy the advantages of a small college, and now will have access to the combined resources equal to a major university. For years, our colleges have worked together, but now we begin a new phase of coordinated action as colleges of the Fenway. It is now my pleasure to ask Marjorie Barkin, President of Wheelock, to introduce the mayor.
Wheelock College is proud to be a member of the Colleges of the Fenway. The discussions leading to this moment have been stimulating, challenging, and informative for the members of the Wheelock community who have participated in the discussions. I am pleased to be a colleague with the other presidents, and Wheelock looks forward to a long and interesting relationship with our colleague institutions. I have the particular pleasure of introducing Mayor Thomas Menino, Boston's first citizen and public servant, who has generated through his commitment to public education in Boston and his devotion to children a renewed interest in the Boston public schools. One of the very first agenda items of Mayor Menino was to challenge the college presidents who headed institutions in Boston to be more forthright and visible about their institution's commitment to the school children of Boston. These 5 colleges are responding directly to the mayor's challenge. This collaboration will allow the commitment of these 5 institutions to be more public and productive in the schools and in the city. Mayor Menino is a champion of school children, and we are thrilled that he is present at the first official event of the colleges of the Fenway. Mayor Menino. This was like a hospital merger. Not a merger. This is a college collaboration, and here's the proof.
Thank you very much. Let me just say I'm really delighted to be here today to join all of you in celebrating this truly wonderful news. The collaboration among these 5 outstanding institutions makes perfect sense. will have a terrific impact on the schools, the students, and the entire city. As you know, Boston enjoys an international reputation as the home of first-rate higher education. Every year, students flock to Boston from far and near to take advantage of the educational resources that our colleges have to offer. The 5 colleges which are joining forces here today are among the city's finest. And now with the formation of this consortium, students can expect an even better education, one that draws on the social and economic strengths of all 5 institutions. But students are not the only people who will benefit from this partnership. The announcement is also great news for the entire Fenway-Huntington area. As mayor, I'm proud of the progress we've made to revitalize this area. I know the colleges of the Fenway will continue to work with us to advance this mission. By pooling their talents and their resources, the 5 schools will also be able to expand their roles in the community at large, offering programs and services to younger students and people in need throughout the city. I want to thank all the colleges for doing this, the college presidents for taking on this very, very meaningful collaboration. And as I look at this issue, how the collaboration is being formed, where students have the opportunity to go to different classes in different colleges, it's so important. With all the cost of higher education going up and the availability of these programs, I just say this is a forerunner of many other collaborations you'll see throughout the country. This is the beginning. And I just passed a note to Margaret when she's sitting there. A couple of years ago when Brigham Women's Hospital and MGH merged, they wondered what they were doing. They were the forerunners and understand how you have to bring people together, collaborate today more than ever before. And so I think today is a historical day in higher education. This is the beginning that other universities, other colleges throughout this country, we look at these 5 institutions and using them as a model for their own resources they have in other states and other countries. Also, you know, as think of government, this is like regionalization, taking the best of each one of the universities and colleges and mixing and matching and see who does the best. Just want to have the duplication, because we all know that cost is driving all of us, and the cost of government, the cost of education, the cost of healthcare. We all have to learn how to do it better with less. And I want to congratulate the 5, and I'm really proud to be mayor doing this very historic part of the city's history. Thank you very much.
Good morning, I'm Dan Cheever, president of Simmons College, and the mayor is exactly right. This is a cutting-edge solution to one of the problems that many colleges face, namely how to slow down the increase in college costs. By collaborating and sharing resources, these colleges of the Fenway will be able to slow down future increases in college costs. Instead of competing with each other by duplicating programs and duplicating resources right next door, we will share. Each of our campuses will benefit from students and faculty having access to a far greater number of facilities and programs without added cost. Here's some specific examples. By combining our purchase of student health insurance, we will save $115,000 next year alone, and those savings will go straight to the pockets of our students. We see similar savings potential in everything from food service to security to snow plowing to potentially wiring our campuses for technology. On the academic side, next September, our students will be able to choose from 1,200 courses within a 10-minute walk of each other, far more than any one of our institutions can offer presently alone, and again, at no added cost. And in the future, before any one of us develops a new facility or a new academic program, we will look to see whether something similar already exists at one of our partners, which might meet our needs. The main purpose of this voluntary collaboration is to broaden students' academic and co-curricular choices, but another very positive benefit is going to be the cost-effective solutions which help limit future increases in tuition. And now I'm pleased to introduce John Van Domelen, the president of Wentworth Institute of Technology.
I can only echo the comments of my fellow presidents and the mayor as to how pleased Wentworth Institute of Technology is to be a partner in this collaborative. And the thing that I want us all to understand is what we are doing here is for our students and for future students that may attend our institutions, and for the service that it can provide to the potential students from the city of Boston. We have done so many things in isolation from each other that we finally thought we had to do something together for our students. And for me, perhaps one of the most poignant reasons for doing this is as I walked across my own campus, students would say, "Why can't I take a foreign language?" And I would have to explain that the cost of hiring an instructor to serve 3 or 4 or 5 students to take that foreign language was something that would then fall to the bottom line of their tuition, and that I just didn't feel that it was fair to all of the students, to our 2,000 students, to serve the needs of just 3 or 4. I can now tell that student, go take Spanish, go take Latin, because you can do that at one of these 5 colleges. And we will be able to do the same thing for our other 4 colleagues in the sense that we have advanced very, very rapidly in the technological area, in the area of computers, access to the World Wide Web, and there are tremendous resources available there that perhaps these other colleges won't have to duplicate. And I think as I walk around the campuses on a Sunday morning and I see food service being provided for 10 students on one campus and food service being provided for 30 students on another campus, it just strikes me that maybe if every Sunday we move to a different campus for our students, not only would they get to meet other students, but the costs would be reduced for us. So the question that I know the reporters constantly ask us is how much downsizing does this mean? I see this as an upsizing for all of our institutions. Our students are going to benefit enormously for what we can do together. You know, we just had and celebrated Black History Month. And 20 or 30 or 40 of our students, I thought, attended a number of good programs on our campus. But the same sort of thing was happening on all of the campuses. How much better it would have been if we could have had a joyful celebration of 200 or 250 students who are within 5 minutes of each other and sharing a wonderful college experience. I can go on at great length why I see this as a positive experience for our students. It certainly is going to break down the walls of isolation that our staff and faculty operate in. And I'm just pleased that it also allows the city and Mayor Menino's goals for the beautification of Huntington Avenue and the Fenway Cultural District to have a strong base from which to work. And I thank the mayor for that very, very much, for his efforts there. And I will tell you, the chance to work with 4 college presidents who have a vision for the future has been for me a great experience. And now I'd like to introduce Sumner Robinson, president of Mass College of Pharmacy and Allied Health Sciences, the one that has a longer name than our institute.
Thank you, John. Usually I like to go last because you can pick up what others haven't said, but everything has been said today. As I look back, and when we started this in October, only a few short months ago, I'm amazed at the progress that has been made. As we approach this in an unselfish way, with only one thought in mind: what is best for our students, what is best for our faculty. 5 institutions, so different in mission, so different in their own vision of what their outcomes are. Now we can provide all of the services, the value-added services that you see at a major university. And now it's time for us to get on with what we're going to be doing and sign this agreement of intent.
I hope this check doesn't bounce. sign the poster one on the wall over there in front of us, and everybody.
We'll do this.
Thanks for joining us. It's great.
Do you have any concerns about the manual losing its identity as one of the lines?
Actually, both the manual and Simmons are very clear on retaining our commitment as a women's college. We see that as very much a part of our identity. We have discussed this situation with our colleagues in the western part of the state, where there have been exchanges for many years between Mount Holyoke and Smith and Amherst and University of Massachusetts. And we, again, see this as something that will enhance the education of our students, but in no way do we see this as a change in our commitment to the education of women. And I guess for the last 20 years, we have had a few men in our classes due to adult learner programs. I believe that applies to both Emmanuel and Simmons, the single-sex institution. We're strongly committed to our role as women's colleges.
Any others? Great. Yes.
Are there other institutions in Boston that you see taking the same path at this moment?
There are other institutions that could take this same path because Boston, Greater Boston itself, has something like 40 colleges and universities, all of them wonderful. Certainly many of them have been collaborating in informal ways, as we have in the past. I don't know of any formal plans to form this kind of joint collaborative venture. Claire Cotton of the Association of Independent Colleges and Universities of Massachusetts would be very well qualified to answer that. He's in the back of the room. Claire, are you there? I can't see.
Yes, there are a number of collaboration groups working, but none have moved, to my knowledge, aside from the 5 colleges out around Amherst, none have moved toward a common academic calendar, which is the first step to achieve what these colleges want to achieve. But there are a number of groups working on various kinds of collaboration. You have to remember that these colleges spent their entire lives making themselves different, a culture that makes them distinguished from the other. We have more academic static in Boston than any place in the world, and these colleges have to get a signal through it. So what you see here this morning is truly remarkable, because 5 cultures have agreed to join at a very basic level, and that's different.
That's the press. That's Claire Cotton, the Association of Independent Colleges and Universities. Got the citation right. I'm sorry.
How difficult do you think it is going to be to retain your independence in terms of how people and kids that are interested in going to college view you independently as opposed to as a group now?
I think any one of us would say students will get the best of all worlds. They'll retain the identity of the institution they enroll in with its special quality and mission, but they'll also have a broad range of choices of not only academic programs, but also student development, student life programs, and facilities. Anybody, any comments?
Has this collaboration been run by any alumni?
Yes.
And what's the feedback then?
Oh, I have, and as I know Sister Jan and other presidents, and we've traveled this year to visit alumni to talk about this possibility and the prospects for it. Alumni, at least the Wheelock alumni, in my conversations with the presidents, the alumni are pleased that this will be happening, and many of them have said, I wish it had happened when I was at Wheelock. I always wanted to get to know the people at Simmons or Emmanuel or Wentworth or Mass College of Pharmacy. I did it at parties, and I did it at social media. I never had the opportunity to sit in a class and carry on the kind of discussions that are important for academic life.
So do you think you're setting a trend here? Are you hoping to set a trend here?
If this example is useful for others, we'll be delighted, but we're really doing this for our students. We do think that collaborating and sharing resources is likely to be a trend in the future because it will be cost-effective as well as educationally advantageous.
Can you get a little more specific in terms of the cost effectiveness?
Sure. I gave you one example that we have in hand, bids for our combined student health insurance. Another area where each of us faces tremendous challenge is technology. And as we have next to us at Wentworth Institute of Technology, one of the country's premier institutions, we will be able to offer a range of choices of courses and access to equipment that I think any one of the other 4 campuses would be reluctant to undertake at that advanced level on our own.
I would suggest that without naming the cost, the opportunity for some economy of scale as we look at some of our infrastructure costs will also be of great benefit to each individual institution. And we cited some of those examples earlier in our meeting, but we anticipate that that will help us drive down the costs of the future.
And for those of you who don't know, the libraries on the Fenway have had a consortium for almost 15 years. And therefore, students and faculty have been able to use the academic resources of those academic libraries without institutions having to duplicate resources at any one of them.
Is there much of a difference in the tuition at the high school?
I believe we have in the press kit a chart, and there is a range. Simmons is at the high end. I don't remember Wentworth is at the low end, I guess. So there is some difference. I don't have the numbers, but it's in the press kit, or we can make it available to you.
And look to eventually meet in the middle?
Yeah. Well, we've not discussed a common tuition, and I think any such discussion would potentially violate antitrust laws, among other things. What we have discussed is the fact that students will pay tuition to their home institution as always, and then be able to take courses on other campuses without any tuition differential being exchanged. We're making this easy and a natural part of a student's education if he or she wants to do it. Any others?
I just have one request of the students who are in the room, please come up and stand in front of me and join the purpose there for a moment.
There we go.
So how tall am I getting?
This is really what it's all about. Right here.
Thank you very much.
Oh, right here behind us. I've worked in Boston in some way, shape, or form. There is a lot of wine.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.